Hello and a very warm welcome to episode 94 of the Sussex by the Sea podcast. A podcast that now covers local football in this great town of ours, as well as keeping up with all the frills and spills, highs and lows of my team, Hastings United. On the show this week, week 25 of the SBTS Hastings Report with my ESFL Veteran co-host, Leon Pettit, running through the week that was for our local sides in the SCFL, MSFL and ESFL. Then Timothy Booth-Jones joins us to give his Tim's takes on HUFC Women's draw versus Welling, his thoughts on the men's fortunes and some post-match thoughts from Billy Wood. Then we have young Neo Bridges on, who runs the HUFC TikTok and YouTube output, on how he got it started and how much he's loving doing it. Enjoy, grassroots football fans. And now over to week 25 of the Hastings Report. It gives me great pleasure to have ESFL Veteran co-host Leon Pettit here for week 25 of the Hastings Report. Before we get started, Leon, how's your week been?
Yeah, all good. Yeah, I'm all right. I currently ache from my weekend's activities, but no doubt we'll get onto that. Despite I don't really want to talk about it, but you'll probably make me to. So, all good.
I'll ask gently. Don't worry. I saw the score. Right, so we move straight into the SCFL results. Tuesday evening's results. First of all, we've got Little Common 0, Eastbourne Town 1. An impressive result for Eastbourne Town yet again. Leon Gregg getting a goal and straight from a corner, apparently. We sort of said that they might struggle, Little Common, with Eastbourne Town, who've had a fair few decent victories. Any thoughts on this game, Leon?
No, I think it's just what we said when we sort of, wouldn't say predicted Little Common would lose, but we knew it would be a tough game for them, and it was evidently. But a much better result of the weekend, which I'm sure we'll get onto.
We're certainly gonna do that. Right then, and then we got the Wednesday where Bexhill 3, Midhurst and Eastbourne 1. Stephen Ocko with 2 and Evan Archibald getting the goals for Bexhill. Marcus Bedford getting the goal for Midhurst. We do have a small little match report here from the Bornatotta on a massive Bexhill fan on Twitter, and I'm just going to get that now. He says, another good home showing from the Pirates. Midhurst squandered a few good chances first half after we took the lead, but we were always threatening up front. Great header from Ebbs for the second. Stephen Ocko scoring 2, made the other with a superb cross and was unlucky not to have a hat-trick. It was chalked off for a narrow offside at the death. The Pirates are well positioned now in what's proving to be a very unpredictable league this season. I think we'd agree with that one. No reason why we can't push on from here, he says. I can't really argue with that one, Liam.
It's Midhurst struggling at the minute. The recent form, there's no green indicating a win in the last few games. So they're obviously going through a bit of a torrid time, and unfortunately for them, they come up against a rampant Bexhill United. Good results for them, and hopefully they can have a nice little push at the end of the season, which I think is sort of similar to what they did last season when they ended up finishing as high as they did. I think it was down to their sort of form in the second half of the season. So a nice repeat of that would be nice.
Yeah, would be. Then we move on to the Saturday. So the 11th, and Little Common 3, Crowborough Athletic 2. Lewis Hull, James Miriam Batchelor and Adam Smith getting the goals. James Miriam Batchelor winning the Man of the Match award as well. An excellent win for Little Common. 3-0 up, and despite a late fight back from Crowborough, it wasn't enough. Little Common with the points. It's great to see Little Common bounce straight back, Leon.
That is a really good result for them, and I think they scored within like the first few seconds of the game. I'm sure they scored in the first minute, so they come out all guns blazing, and yeah, not the stuffing out of Crowborough. But yeah, good result for him.
Good, excellent. Right, and there we go. AFC Uckfield 0, Bexhill United 2. Comfortable victory in the end for Bexhill, leaving it till midway through the second half until opening the scoring with Jamie Thorogood and a magnificent effort to win it from Evan Archibald. Great little win there for Bexhill.
Yeah, and like you say, cracking goal from Archibald. I saw the video of it earlier. And yeah, that'll be one note now that he'll be sharing on, doing the rounds on social media and whatnot, telling the grandkids about.
So, moving on to fixtures, we got Loxwood versus Little Common, and that's on the Tuesday. We're recording this on the Monday, so Tuesday evening game. Could Common make it 4 defeats in a row for Loxwood? What do you think, Leon?
Yeah, I fancy Little Common to win that one. They got a few. So they still got a few games in hand, didn't they?
Yeah,
teams around them. So yeah, it'd be nice to maybe like Bexhill having a late season push on for the top half table finish.
Yeah,
but just based on form and table positions, I favour Little Common.
Okay, then Little Common on the Saturday. They're going away again to Sussex. Little Common face a difficult trip to the Beacon. Who usually always get goals. I mean, with this one, I fancy a bit of a score draw, I think. There's always goals in Sussex. What are you thinking, Leon?
I think you covered it all there, really. Yeah, Sussex is a tough place to go. Can't really add anything more to what you said there.
Right then. So on Saturday, Bexhill United facing Stenning Town. Could Bexhill jump over Stenning into 4th spot? Maybe. They certainly have got it in them at the moment in decent form. What do you think, Leon?
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, nice little end of season push from Bexhill would be nice. So yeah, why not?
Right, and so that's the SCFL. So moving on to the MSFL. First of all, we haven't got many results from there because most cup games. So we got Holland Sports 0, Sedlescombe Rangers 0. That's now 4 games unbeaten in the league for Sedlescombe. So it's a nice little turnaround from what was quite worrying earlier on in the season. Any thoughts on that, Leon?
I suppose they could just be happy that they got a clean sheet away from home. Going to Holland is I think it's one of the further away games in that league. So obviously I don't know how the game panned out. So Sedlescombe might have been disappointed with a 0-0, but just looking at what I got in front of me, it's not a bad result.
Okay, and then we have Reigate Priory 2, Battletown 2. Battletown all considered as 2 points dropped. And it's looking more difficult for them now to catch that second place. Just that little dip in form just at the wrong time for Battle. But it's still, anyone's, that second place. What are you thinking, Leon?
I mean, like I said, all good things come to an end after their result last week. But, if it's just repeating what I've said previous weeks, it's a very competitive league, barring top and bottom. So we all know any team can beat each other in this league. So, but to go away from home and get a draw, it's for me, my opinion is probably it's not a bad result for Battle, but they may see it differently.
Yeah. And then that's it with MSFL Prem. But we've got in the Mid Sussex Senior Charity Cup quarterfinal, the big two, Linfield 1, Hollington 7. Goals for Hollington. Charlie Cornford, Zachary McHenry, 2 for Paul Rogers, Joel Calambe, and Daniel Tewksbury getting the goals for Hollington. Linfield kept it to 1-0 at half-time, but you can't deny a team with Hollington's quality, and they broke Linfield after one of those John Carey team talks, re-energised Hollington. And that was the first goal Hollington conceded in 1,249 minutes. Which is an incredible effort and a record they should be proud of. Any thoughts, Leon, on the big win for Hollington?
I'm surprised. I was surprised at the scoreline. I thought it'd be a closer game than that, especially going away to Linfield, who second. I know it wasn't a league game, but you'd think they'd be well up for it. But Hollington obviously absolutely smashed it through to the semis now, and I think I saw some of them have upfield reserves, which I'd fully expect them to win. So that'll take him into the final, and chance for another trophy for Hollington.
Yeah, that's one. Right, okay. So moving on to the fixtures, Sedlescombe Rangers are playing Cookfield Rangers, a game where Sedlescombe catch Cookfield in changeable form. let's hope they can keep that run going. Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Especially with Sedlescombe, who knows?
Yeah, and Westfield playing Holland Sports, which are absolute must win for Westfield, with Linfield facing Willingdon, bottom club Willingdon, on that Saturday. It might not make much difference to the league, but they must keep keeping that pressure up with 3 points. Any thoughts on that, Leon?
No, I'd expect Westfield to win that one. Definitely favour them.
So, in the Sussex Intermediary Challenge Cup, Storrington Community are facing Hollington. This Hollington travel to the Southern Combination Div 1 side, and from what I've heard, they expect they're going to win.
Yeah.
Anything about that?
Adding more to that, really, no.
Right, so we'll move on to the ESFL Prem. Punnetstown 2, Rockernor 1. Liam Beckett and Mark Phillips with a beauty, an absolute beauty from 30 yards. Punnett's made hard work of Rockernor with this 2-1 win. It's surprising hard work, really, considering where they both are in the league. So, yeah, this Saturday, Sidley United 1, Rye Town 2. Rye Town's goals, Jules Phillips and George Govet. Sidley's goal was from Will Witham. 9 points behind Bexhill Town, but they have got 5 games in hand. So Rye could very well be heading right to the top. In the ESFL Prem, that's now going to cup games. Yeah, so ESFL Prem, moving on to the Hastings FA Intermediate Cup, involving sides in that league. Hawkhurst United 1, Bexhill Town 4. The goals for Bexhill Town, Harvey Barnes getting a couple and Tommy Whelan with another 2. Kieran Martin getting the goal for Hawkhurst and Leon Fisher seeing red for Hawkhurst as well. Then we have still in the Hastings FA Intermediary Cup, we've got St Leonard's Social 2, Crowhurst 2, going to penalties, and Crowhurst won it 5-3. Then we move on to the next game in the Hastings FA Intermediate Cup, and it was Westfield 8, Robertsbridge United 2, a hat-trick for George Landace, a hat-trick for Warren Pethig, Baxter Orchard and Sam Willett getting goals for Westfield. The goals for Robertsbridge were from Guy Ballard and Leigh Tullett. Again, I've got a small little match report. So it was fantastic entertainment, and Westfield showing real quality at points in the game. We've seen the goals, Leon. It was a lovely last one. The goal for Pethig's hat-trick. So we move on to ESFL Division 1. Parson Move first 7, Battletown Reserves 2. Parson Move's goals, Fraser Descala with 2, Joshua Page with 2, Callum Brand, Curtis Coombs and Ross Williams getting the goals. That's a big win against Winless Battle. Again, Division 1, another cup game. Hastings FA Junior Cup, Bexhill Rovers 2, Little Common Reserves 1. That man Attilio gets the goal for Little Common. Unfortunately, we don't have the goals for Bexhill Rovers at time of recording. Right, moving on to the SCFL Division. Nordium 75-3, Parson Move seconds 0. We got goals from Oscar Garcia Cruz, Stephen Hausergo, and there's no one else been put down, so I take it that might be an OG in that game, but don't quote me on that. So a win there for Nordium. Peshhill 0, Ninfield 3. Massive win for Ninfield against the top club Pesh. The deadlock broke in the second half with goals from Danny Austin, Mark Franks and Jason Taylor. Just to say, Liam Austin got a bad knock and hopefully he's on the mend, and hopefully everyone hopes he gets a swift recovery. Just that little bit more of experience about the Ninfield teams got them over the line. And yeah, good win there for Ninfield. Sedlescombe Rangers Reserves 3, Who 2. Goals for Sedlescombe, 2 from Zach Boltwood and 1 from Joseph Hanney. The goals for Who, Callum Holt Burgess and Connor Loke. Who put up a good fight, but Sedlescombe were too strong for them despite taking the lead twice. Victoria Baptist 1, Hollington United Reserves 4. Hollington United Reserves goals were Alan Foster, Nathan Russell, Joshua Gray and Bradley Najay. A great win for Hollington Reserves means that they are in with a shout for that top spot now. Hastings FA Junior Cup in Div 2, Icklesham Casuals 1, Wadhurst United 6. Wadhurst's goal from Ryan Bateman, who got a couple, James Campion, Max Hammond, Thomas Williams, and Henry Martin. And the goal for Icklesham from Reece Pigott. Leon, can you give us a little bit of a taste of what happened?
Don't really want to, mate, no. Yeah, you just can't put my finger on why we're so bad, really. So I'm fed up of being injured all the time. I could feel my hamstrings feel a bit tight. So yeah, just a bit yeah, I can't describe it. Just a bit annoyed, sort of, losing, injured, and
are you injured again?
No, I could just warming up. I could feel my hamstring was pretty tight. So you just spend most of the game worrying about that. Yeah. Playing right wing when you can't really sprint. It's not a good thing. But I think we just have to write this season off, get relegated, and smash Div 3 next season.
That's it. Yes, it. Anything to say about Wadhurst? Anyone to watch from their side? Anything that outstanding from them, or was it just that you guys didn't really turn up?
Yeah, it was basically that. We just didn't turn up for the umpteenth time this season.
Sorry to hear that. Right then, so moving on to the ESFL Division 3. ESFL Division 3, Mountfield United 1, Hurstman Zoo 1. Matthew Tidemarsh with the goal for Mountfield. And at time of recording, we don't have the Hurstman Zoo goal. It's a great point for Mountfield against that tabletop inside. Parkfield 0, Orrington 2. That's 4 games without a win for Parkfield. The goals for Orrington were from Sam Sanders and an own goal. Westfield Thirds 4, Sovereign Saints 3. The goals for Westfield, Matt Cannon, Kelvin Allman, Lewis Barrett and Alfie Apps. And the goals for Sovereign Saints reserves was from Shayan Sharifi and 2 from Chris Williams. For Westfield, Sam Wave saw red. And just so it happens, it is actually the first win of the season for Westfield. Good on them. It's still in Division 3, but in the FA Lower Division Cup, Bexhill AAC reserves 1, Hawkhurst United reserves 3. The goals for Hawkhurst from Philip Anim, Alfie Field, and not announced, so I'll take that as an own goal. Bexhill's aren't up at time of recording. Still in the Lower Division Cup, Catsfield 3, Wellcroft Park Rangers 1. Goals for Catsfield from David Booth, Anthony Luke, and Greg Potter. Wellcroft's goal from Matthew Williams. Still in Lower Division Cup, we've got Hastings Comets 0, Ticehurst 3, George Brown, Danny McGahan, and Harvey Maskell getting the goals for Ticehurst. Still Lower Division Cup, Right-Hand Reserves 2, Crowhurst Reserves 3. Goals for Crowhurst from Ryan Jinks, Joe Martin, and Harley Millwood. The goals for Rytown, a couple from Billy Blackfield. That's Division 3. Moving on to Division 4, Burwash 2, Sellerscombe Rangers Development 5. Goals for Sellerscombe Rangers, a hat-trick from Tom Ackley. Goals from Ashley Russell and Jake Warner. The goals for Burwash from Alex Underdown and Henry Underdown. That's a big win for Sellerscombe. They're only third on goal difference. So Robertsbridge United reserves 2, Westfield Fourths 0. 2 goals from Dan Goodsall for Robertsbridge. Milo Stratford seeing red for Westfield. And that is a big shock there. So second place, Westfield were down to 10 men very early. And, well, good win there for Robertsbridge United. Yeah, Division 4, Junior Club Tackaway 5, Battletown Thirds 1. Goals for Junior Club, Lewis Finch with 1, Stephen Thompson, 2 for Grant Cornelius, and 1 for Danny Croft. The goal for Battletown Thirds was from Carl McLeod. Moving on to the Robertsbridge Charity Junior Cup involving Division 4 sides. First of all, Parson Move Thirds against Sandhurst. That was awarded an away win to Sandhurst. I don't think Parson Move Thirds could make up a side. And that, I think, is that. Well, here's some ESFL Team of the Week. First of all, great that people are voting and we're getting a consistent Team of the Week. Fantastic to see. It doesn't have to be just teams or their players voting. It can be you fans who've seen the game. So it's great that it's out. Well, I'm just looking at the side now. You could see Carl McLeod, Fraser Descali. These are consistent players. Danny Austin from Ninfield. All right, and then, well, thanks very much for that. And that was the week that was. So I'll see you next week.
I'll see you next week, mate.
have 6 in. If not, we'll have to have 2. Well, you're coming up at our end, aren't you? So I'll get one with you. I won't let us have 6 in, especially not with the food. He could have just told us no, though. He didn't have to be rude. You see her with the green dress, she talked to me at the bar. Well, how come it's already £2.50? We've only gone about a yard. Didn't you see she was gorgeous? She was beyond belief. But this lad at the side drinking the Smirnoff Ice came and paid for a tropical reef. And I'm sitting going backwards, and I didn't want to leave. I said it's I agree, mate, by a Hillsborough, please. Well, I had funny with that sketch earlier, up near that taxi rank. Although you would have missed it, I think it was when you went to the bank. These two lads squaring up, proper shouting. I were next in the queue. The kind of thing that seems so silly, but not when they both had a few. Well, calm down, temper, temper. We just shouldn't get so annoyed. Well, you're acting like a silly little boy. Well, they wanted to be men and do some fighting in the street. They said no surrender, no counter retreat. Around, are you sure? Went for it, but the red light was showing. The red light indicates doors are secure.
And now over to Timothy Booth-Jones and his Tim's Takes.
Hastings United ladies won, Welling won on Sunday. Disappointing we didn't win. We dropped 2 points, but we're 1 point clear at the top of Ashford, who didn't have a league game. We had Lucy Apps in goal, and we had as our fullbacks. We played Jess Bellahue and Vix Phillips. Centre halves were Rosie Muggeridge and Lauren Sharp. We had Ruby Harris playing in midfield with Millie Main as our defensive midfield player, making her first start for the club, and Charlotte Gurr. And then up front we had Ella Roper, who was playing wide on the right to start with, along in the middle with Sian Heather and Beth Crease playing wide on the left. It was a very entertaining first half. We scored a goal from a corner from the left, which was flicked on, and Sian Heather was at a far post to hammer the ball home. And we came close on 2 or 3 other occasions to increasing our lead. We could really have done with that second goal, because Welling were dangerous, but I think if we had got a second goal, that could have put them out of the match. The second half became very open with both sides attacking at either end. We had good chances to increase our lead, but with Welling committing more people to attack, we did look a bit vulnerable at the back, and it was a mistake at the back which allowed Welling to equalise. Try as hard as we might, we couldn't get a second goal, so it's 1-1. Really makes our next game at home to Ashford very important, where we could do with the 3 points. But we're still 1 point clear and in a good position. And of course the men had a solid 2-0 win at Corinthian Casuals, very historic ground, enjoyed the visit there. Yeah, we did all right. Yeah, we sort of played the ball a bit longer in the first half, after about 5 minutes, when we found we weren't passing the ball perhaps as well as we would have liked. So Louis started playing it a bit long, and we got on top and got 2 goals. What I liked about the setup of our team was, on the bench we had 3 born and bred Hastings players with Sammy Adams, Kian Moynes and Finlay Chapman here, very youthful. And of course with our Hastings players in the team as well, and Ollie Black and Kane Penn, Jack Dixon, among others. Yeah, we had a good contingent of local players, which is very promising. I also managed to have a chat with Tom Chalmers there at the game, and he was so energetic in the warm-up, doing bicycle kicks and firing shots in, charging around everywhere. And when he retrieved the ball from behind the goal, I asked him how his recovery was going, and he said, yeah, he felt good. He felt as though he could have played against Corinthian, which is good news. So hopefully we'll be seeing Tom Chalmers back as soon as possible, because we certainly, we missed him. But another 3 points. It'd be great if we could win at Kingstonian on the Tooting and Mitcham ground on Wednesday night, because that would then set up a cracking game on Saturday.
Billy,
yes.
Play against Welling, tough side, 1-1 draw. What's your take on the game?
I thought they were a really, really strong outfit. I think they've obviously got stronger as the season's gone on. I feel like they're celebrating a point we're not, so that tells you a lot. Like, you can hear the claps and the cheers in there.
Yeah.
Like, we don't feel happy after getting a point, but we have to take the positive that it doesn't change anything for next week. We play Ashford, we've got to go to Ashford. Have got to come here, and we've got to go and get a positive result. It's as simple as that. That's all that matters really, is the fact that we're now a point clear at the top of the table. Because Ashford didn't play in the league today, and we've just got to go again and just right our wrongs a little bit. We've got a little bit ragged.
We created quite a few chances, didn't we?
Too many chances.
Too many, yeah. It must be frustrating for you on the side, because I think the second goal might have killed them off a bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like if we score a second goal in the first half, if that don't hit the bar or hit the post, then suddenly we're 2-0 up, the game's done. It wasn't done. We have to be honest, we created a mistake. Big mistake there, which shouldn't be happening, and that mistake allowed them to get back in the game, and they nick a point, which we're very frustrated, because now, whilst we're still unbeaten, we now drop points for the first time of the season.
As you say, all depends now on for us against Ashford and other. We put in a good performance. It'll be good for us there, wouldn't it?
All that matters now is next week go up against Ashford. We have to get 3 points, and look, I'm confident in that team that we will. So simple as that.
May I ask about Rosie? Any news on her?
Don't look good.
That's a shame, because she's been a stalwart for us. Yeah. And any news on Izzy? How Izzy Burt? How she's getting on with
9 months at least.
No.
Should be with us next week here in the ground, but sadly.
And anyway, a good win on Saturday. 3 points Saturday.
Yeah, messy game of football, but but Gary delivered, so that's what matters really.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Billy, and good luck for next Sunday.
Thank you.
Cheers.
There's some friends that I know living in this town, and I've come far to see them. Gonna track them down. They live in a brick house, painted white and brown. Left a tip for the maid, and I packed up my guitar, dropped my key on the counter, rented a car, gonna hook up with them later and go hit the bar. I need a big weekend, kick up the dust. Yeah, big weekend. If you don't run, you rust. Well, I may shake your hand, but I won't know your name. The joke in your language don't come out the same. There's times when I'm down and there's nothing to blame. I need a big weekend, kick up the dust. Yeah, big weekend. If you don't run, you rust. It's every porter with nothing to declare. You can look back, but it's best not to stare. I need a big weekend. Kick up the dust. Yeah, big weekend. If you don't run, you rust.
And finally, and here's young Neo Bridges, TikTok and YouTube guru and undefeated table football doubles champion with yours truly. It gives me great pleasure for episode 94 of the Sussex by the Sea podcast to have Neo Bridges on. Neo runs the Hastings United FC YouTube, which is full of pre-match, goal highlights, chances, post-match. It's only just come to my attention in the last couple of weeks, so I thought we must get the lad on. Firstly, Neo, hello.
You all right?
Right. And I already said I was going to mention this. Did your mum and dad watch The Matrix? Is that why your name's Neo?
Yeah, the exact reason.
Yeah, just fair enough. But yeah, so he's on because it's a magnificent YouTube. I want everyone to listen, to subscribe to it, because it's great fun. Getting those thoughts of Gary, the rest of the lads after the game, as well as lots of footage of supporters. So, you know, particularly myself, like I like go home and away. I'm sure lots of people like their ugly faces in on the YouTube. So please get watching. But firstly, Neo, what brought you to getting involved with the Hastings United YouTube?
Well, I've only been coming for about a year now. And the first game I went to, it was like a 4-0 win. And since then, I've just been hooked. I've loved the club for ages. And yeah, I only just recently discovered that, oh yeah, they don't have a TikTok. I'd love to be involved with this club. I'd love to do all this.
Socials and that, yeah.
TikTok. Yeah, I just talked to Dane, and he given me an opportunity, and thank God it all worked out from there.
Nice one. So just because I'm old, so I'm not on TikTok. So the TikTok, if anyone wants to get on the TikTok, what do they have to say, type in or whatever to get on the Hastings TikTok?
We've recently got a massive following of about 500,000. So now if you just search in Hastings United, it just comes up straight away.
And so the YouTube, I think Hastings, is it UFC on YouTube?
It's one of them. If you search up Hastings United FC,
and then it'll get that, yeah.
Yeah, you'll just get match highlights.
Nice. Okay, so you're in charge of the TikTok and the YouTube. Anything else?
No, that's it so far. Great
stuff. Okay, so you jumped in. You're obviously quite a keen fan. I like that. You know, it's good. There's a lot to love about this club. You've done about 10. Is it about 10 videos now? You up to about 10 on the YouTube?
Yeah, around there. Gonna try and get the women's out today and get the under-23s out tomorrow.
Yeah. So something that we haven't mentioned. You're doing the under-23s, the women's side, and the men's side. So is that going to be like extended highlights for all of those under-23s, women's, men's?
Yeah, it's just going to be all that I can get to, really. So the men's, I've got a place on the coach, so I can go to all their games. Women's and under-23s, I haven't, so it's only going to be home games, to my knowing.
But what I want to talk about now, so I've obviously had a little chat with you. We met up at Corinthians. We are the doubles team to beat all doubles teams in terms of table football. We owned it in the Corinthian clubhouse. Yeah, so anyway, we beat Burger King. Bob and Robbie were destroyed by us, weren't they?
Guess so.
No, not guess so. We destroyed them. Yes, thank you.
I want to sound modest, mate.
Obviously caught you quickly before you had to get out. So what is it that normally your remit, what do you try and do? You trying to get a little bit as the players are coming out and then...
Pre and post match. First game I did, I got a few pre-match interviews, but I don't seem to be able to do that now because of how the players have to rush into it and all that. Yeah, the first time I just did it with Alex Bradford and Norrie Scott. Yeah, I'm just doing post-match interviews now, try and get 2 or 3 at a premium. So yeah, that's what I've been trying to do recently.
Yeah, was quite nice of you. I mean, you did put Louis Rogers on the spot when you said about, you know, why is the reason goals have been going in. I did like that. Is it your fault? Which I thought was quite amusing. But you did put up that absolutely ridiculously good save that he did in a game that we won 2-0, but it could have been different if Louis Rogers hadn't had his amazing self there. Your thoughts actually on Corinthians? You're the man with the camera. You're watching the game. Myself and a lot of others that fans, we're behind the goal, so we have a different view. For me, it was, you know, first half I felt we were quite in control. Second half we kind of dipped to the Corinthians level because Corinthians, sorry to be, and I did say this to Corinthian fans, they look very relegated to me. How did it come across to you? You know, you're filming the game. How did you feel about the Corinthians match?
First half, I thought we were dominant, to put it nicely. First 10 minutes, I thought, oh God, why are these lot in the relegation zone? They seem to be quite high pressing and all this. But then suddenly we just got our first attack, and that's where we controlled it. And in my opinion, their players seemed a bit more, I'd say, had a lack of composure with their, which gave away their penalty. Second half's exact same of what.
Talking about that penalty, just quickly, talking about that penalty. Now, that number 5 was pulling shirts 3-4 chances before the penalty was given. And then I didn't think he did anything at the penalty. So, I mean, he brought about his own bad luck. Did you have any view on that, or from where you were? Was it a Stonewall penalty?
Yeah, I thought we had a few penalty calls before that, really. But that one, they were just pushing him into the goal. He tried to get out, and them lot were trying to push him back in. And I was saying to the fans on the side that if David got his head on it, it would be called for offside because he's literally inside the goal. Right. I think it should have been a penalty, and good refereeing by the officials. So,
whenever a penalty goes for us, that's excellent refereeing. I think we could both agree on that.
Yeah.
So with these videos you're doing, how long has it taken you? And from what I do, I know these things can take quite a while. Have you kind of got it nailed down now? Have you got like an afternoon where you just get everything edited and out, or is it still kind of a bit of a stress?
Yeah, I try. Like, I have to wait about a day for Joe because I've got all my stuff. I need to wait for Joe to get his clips in, so I can put all them in because he gets it from a better angle than I do.
Yeah.
And he's got a better camera than I do because I'm using what I'm using now.
Yeah.
My phone for most of the games. So I use quite a simple editing software, so it's quite easy. I just put the clips in, add in transitions, and that's what I do mainly. So
takes time though. Takes time.
It usually takes, surprisingly, TikToks take longer than the videos actually do because you need to put a lot of like filters and all that. Need to get the sound right. So the TikToks usually take about 2 hours. The YouTube videos usually take about an hour and a half, maybe. About around there.
I reckon about 3% of our fan base even know about TikTok. Yeah. I'm a complete Philistine to that. So good luck with the TikTok.
Yeah, I just love going to see the boys. Love traveling with them, love talking to them, love interviewing them. Yeah, I just love everything about the club, really.
No, well, it's good. It's good to hear. So Wednesday, Kingstonians, we should beat them. Kingstonians are struggling, but it's football. Anything can happen. I want a Neo prediction. Now, this is coming out on Friday, so don't worry. So the game will be gone. And if it's really pear-shaped, I'll delete it. I'll delete what you say. But like, how do you feel we're going to get on? What do you think? What sort of result you're going to get?
Okay, I'm getting this now. 3. I'd say 2-0.
Yeah.
David Smith goal from inside the box tap-in.
Yeah.
And maybe I'd say Ollie Black header. Ollie Black. Yeah.
Okay. That's the left field. That's the left field choice. Yeah, I'm saying I'm feeling 2-3-0. I feel we get an early goal. Games to bed. I think Smithy, it would be great if Smithy could get a goal because he desperately needs a goal. And I think Pope will get another one. Yeah. Listen, Neo, it's great having you on. Please, anyone that's listening or watching this, subscribe to that YouTube channel. It's great stuff. It's great content. It's great to just see fellow fans as well as all our chant. It's, you know, I know because I've been around a while, lots of people moan that the club doesn't put stuff out. Now, I'm not linked with the club. I'm independent from the club, but it's great for the club to be putting stuff out, and that's because of this wonderful volunteer, Neo, getting this stuff out there. So please, you know, help support him, keep him doing it. So, Neo, thank you, and I'll see you at the game.
Yeah, of course.
That's it for another week, grassroots football fans. Whoever you're going to watch this week, make sure you're loud and proud. As ever, if you want to get in contact with the show or have any suggestions or want to get in on our weekly roundtables, that email again is hufcpod@gmail.com or on the Twitter, which is @HUFCpodcast. You can get this podcast on all major platforms, be it Google Podcasts, Audible, iTunes, Spotify or Amazon Music. And we have a jam-packed YouTube channel, chock-a-block, full of video interviews and episodes from the podcast. Please, please, please give it a look, a comment or a like, but definitely subscribe. It's all free. All that's left for me to say is, I've been your host, Chris Laverick. Hope you have a good week and see you at the game.